First, we should watch We Might Be Drunk with Joe List and Tom Dustin,
I'm
because
starting
that's
to love this show. Now, this is the one with Sam Morril and Mark Norman.
Oh, of course.
This show fucking rules. This is a sleeper because it's always, people are starting to pick up on it, too. They had Eric Andre on, the GOAT. Do people know that I went to breakfast with Eric Andre? It's one of my famous stories. Every time he pops up, I say to Jules, I go, I had breakfast with him, right? Although I refrained from saying that to you this time around. Did you notice that? I didn't tell you anything about the breakfast this time.
You didn't.
No. And I usually do. You were waiting for me to tell about the breakfast, probably, right?
Yeah.
Eric Andre, he was just on with Mark Norman and Sam Morril, and usually every time he pops up, I go, I went to breakfast with Eric Andre. Just me, him, and one other person.
I forgot about that, to be honest.
Oh, you did forget about it. I didn't bring it up again because I thought I was a broken record.
Well, now you did.
Yeah. So, yes, I went to, I had a nice breakfast with him. He didn't eat much because he wanted to get the fuck out of there quick. He got trapped in one of these group breakfasts. You could tell he didn't want to be there, just like he didn't want to be on Sam Morril and Mark Norman's show. This show's turning good. They've got a ton of comedy fans. Do people know how many comedy fans this whole Rogan Kill Tony thing, Joke World, Tom Segura have created? It's very big. It's almost as mainstream as music. It's big. And even these shitty guys who we think are just like scrap leftover sidekick guys, maybe I'm the one who thinks of them like that because I watched them for so long come up like this. But these guys are big. They've got a lot of views, right? These guys, a lot of people are watching this. A lot of people are talking about this. And finally, Mark Norman's, Sam Morril's fans on the show, We Might Be Drunk, they start saying, wow, that show with Eric Andre is pretty awkward, right? Things got pretty awkward there. And we're thinking, what? We couldn't wait to watch it. So we start watching it, and we're looking for the awkward part, and nothing happened. Nothing like show-worthy, nothing we would show. And then I'm going, wait. Yeah, the show is awkward, but it's like no more awkward and shitty than it's ever been. And it looks like we finally reached a point where people are now seeing the shittiness of these shows that we've always seen this whole time, to the point now where since they're experiencing it for the first time, it's like a Reddit-worthy, thread-worthy discussion now on how awkward these shows are. So maybe they've just hit a big enough audience where now there's enough other people besides, the main fans, and the other people are now going, wait, this is terrible. We'd love to see that. We're very excited. And this We Might Be Drunk, it produces, this is another one of our little secret watches. We watch the show, and it produces moments for us each time. We're going to that now. This is We Might Be Drunk with Joe List and Tom Dustin. And you're going to see some
friendship. So they're on a tour to speak about this documentary.
They're going everywhere.
And this is the first podcast we saw from this tour.
Yes. So you're seeing it the way we saw this go down. So here's Tom Dustin. And lo and behold, from the first clip, there's Joe List sitting over there. Remember, they've got these, they wanted it to be like a coffee shop, right? Because the Jewish New York diner people. So they got booth seats. What they didn't realize is you need a table if you have a booth. A booth seat with no table is this. It's not right. You have nowhere to lean. You have nowhere to go. The only reason a booth works is because you could do this. When you sit at a coffee shop, you sit like this, right? You use the table as part of your seat. People didn't know this. They just bought the booth seats. That's why they're straight up. They're being straight up. And Sam Morril, I hope you're hearing this one today. And I want this sent to Sam. Sam Morril, you look so incredibly homo sitting up in your... I can't even do it. You go like this. This is just... This is how you sit. I hope this is what you look like. Did you ever watch your show back? You sit like this. Even worse, because you're wearing bad clothes. You're wearing slim, bad clothes. This is probably your best look here today. Thank God to the vintage tee. Oh, well, That collar is very thin. Look at that.
Damn.
That's a thinny, right? My rule is if it's any thinner than your pinky, you cannot wear it. Collar's got to be thicker than the thickness of the pinky. Okay? Not the length, but here's what's unusual. I knew this the first second I saw this. I saw the trailer. I heard all this hype about this Tom Dustin. We saw these Reddit posts of Joe's fans confused at what all this Tom Dustin stuff was. So we were intrigued. We watched the trailer, and then we turned this on. This is the second thing, and I knew right away. I go, uh-oh, this Tom Dustin is just a guy. He's not a crazy... This isn't a... I could see by the way he's dressed. I could see by the way his hair is combed.
Like a documentary-worthy guy. He could be anywhere, and when he walks in the room, everyone goes, who is
what
that
the fuck?
guy?
He's wearing a basic, athletic hoodie. He's wearing Warby Parkers. Crazy. Here's something. Nobody crazy is wearing Warby Parker. Nobody you need to see. You don't need to see a documentary about a person who wears Warby Parker. Okay? Unless it's me. I got 1 million pairs of Parker at home. Drawers full of Parker. Every week, I take my prescription. I've been photoshopping that prescription for 20 years. To my detriment. I could barely see out of the glasses they provide for me. I just don't want to get another eye exam, so I keep cheating the date. That's they take it very seriously, this RX. Yeah, I got a drawer full of Warby Parkers. They all look like shit. In fact, his glasses look nicer than Warby Parkers, which is the point I'm making. This is not a documentary-worthy person. Look at his jeans. He's fine. This guy, look how he's looking down. I knew it by the first friend. I go, he's looking down. He's not this crazy guy. He's not taking over the show. He's not somebody who commands your attention. I could see everything I need to know in this frame. He's actually kind of shy around these guys because he knows Mark Norman. He knows that Joe List's big-time New York friends are doing really well. Tom Dustin's still stuck out in Key Largo, right? He's down there in Florida, where Joe List used to know him from. God knows how Joe List knew somebody in Florida. Or maybe this guy used to live in New York when they came up, and then he moved to Florida or something like that. The look on Joe List's face, Joe List knows that this guy is not going to produce. He knows Tom Dustin ain't going to give the goods. He knows. So this is the beauty of the whole thing. He puts together this documentary. He thought he was going to fool us all. Oh, he's got a documentary. He's got credits. It's all happening for him. What he didn't think is that, the guy I'm making it out, he ain't it. It's not going to work. He forgot about the part where you got to go now sell this movie. You're taking him on every podcast. This is the worst thing you could do for the film. Keep us in the dark. At least the trailer, he had messy hair. I thought maybe he would be a lunatic, right? Keep us in the dark. You brought him on, and he's like, hey, how's everyone doing? Yeah, I was with my wife last week. We went to Costco. And you're going to see moments like that, although we're not focusing heavily on this, but you need to know all of that in order to understand what would you call this? What does Joe have?
To me, Joe List.
Shameless nature of Joe's performance that he's been putting on for the last month here.
What I was saying before about how he feels like he's less successwe than these other comics at comedy, so he has to get into the movie biz also.
Yes.
When we covered his movie with Louis and his podcast tour with Louis, when he's doing a movie tour, he's on like a manic upswing.
Yes.
Like normally, Joe is kind of like
this
a
is the best part about Joe List. Joe List is not just some nerd.
Kind of
no.
regular guy.
Joe List ain't some nerd. The reason Joe List keeps popping up on REDBAR and we get more and more interested. If I'm fucking interested in you, you're doing something, okay? You're not just some fucking nerd. Sorry. If I'm all up in your ass, then something's really wrong with you. Out of all that I have to choose from and I'm picking you, what do I got? I don't know you. I don't have any vendetta. So you got to think, oh, if Mike's this excited about this Joe List, well, what's going on? Well, we're seeing that Joe List has two very distinct sides. He's got a manic, hotshot, sexy guy, king of the party, calling in clutch with pizza at 2, Joe List. And then, of course, he's got his, very reserved, shy, dorky, down, sad about his wife, sad about his new baby side. And you'll see him, go on these manic ups. And he's on one right now. He's on his manic up, Kanye level manic press tour. I know his friends. I'm doing this mostly to take the exhaustion off of his friends who have to pretend they haven't been witnessing this madness. So this is another thing that I'm offering here, which no other show does. Mark Norman, Sam Morril, Robert Kelly, Tim Dillon. You know what I'm talking about with Joe List, but you're his friends, so you can't say anything, and you don't even want to really talk behind his back too much with each other. It would feel a little...
It would be icky.
You'd feel like you were betraying. You're not that icky of people, right? I hope. Here's a nice... Finally, somebody is seeing what you guys have all gone through for all these years where you can't say it. You guys could sit back and enjoy this now. And you could go, holy, did you... And now you don't have to say anything bad about him. This is what you say to Mark Norman next time you see him. Dude, did you see that red bar about Joe List? And that's all you have to say, and you both smile a little bit. That's it. And now you've discussed everything that you've ever wanted to say about Joe List via me for free. For free. So, what a gift I'm giving to all of Joe's friends. And I don't know how I feel. I don't know how, you know what, Joe, I haven't labeled you as evil, bad guy. You could be just a goofed on guy that's a nice guy, but we don't know yet.
You're a subject.
You're a subject here. This is Joe List theory.
This is Joe List.
Some of Red Bar is just theory.
Comedian.
Portrait of a comedian. And we're going to explore a little deeper. I'd say this. I'm going to give you a hint, or I'm going to give you not a clue, but I'm going to give you a tip to help you through this. The way what you end up doing as far as Karen Feehan and your wife go, that is what will solidify your true rating as far as how bad of a deal is this guy. Here at Red Bar, at least.
I know all this, the Karen Feehan stuff is just a bit is working on all your fans.
I know. You got to start being honest because the dishonesty is screwing up my world here. All right? You're part of my world, whether you like it or not. We can't have this amount of dishonesty.
Nothing but what you've said publicly, that's still too far.
Yeah. So you need to make up. Here's how you get to be on Red Bar, but not Cumia level on Red Bar. You have to apologize to your wife publicly, and you have to watch this Red Bar clip in theaters with your whole family and friends. And then we'll go easy on you. No, you might be a nice guy. We're going to find out. We're investigating. So we've got some choice, clutch clips from this Tom Dustin episode. You're going to see the sleaziness of Joe. You're going to see the selfishness. Ooh, you know what I love? You know what I fucking love in a fool? Blatant selfishness. Right? I feed off watching a man be selfish. Point blank. I love a guy who's trying to trick someone. I love watching that. So I'm not, a lot of people go, we don't want Joe acting this way. We don't want him. No, we want you. We want you doing more. So I take back everything I said about that rating and you doing the right thing. Nobody cares about that. I want you going crazy. So you're going to see the selfishness, the greed. You're going to see the trickery of friends, the subtle manipulation, the guy lie, which is when a guy lies to a group of his friends about a little thing. It's a guy lie. And it's good. Joe List.
You can say any anti-Semitic trope about him because he's not Jewish.
Yeah.
You can be like, he's stingy.
You stingy, greedy sheep kite. And guess what, Joe? I don't want, this is how he dresses on stage at the Cellar as well.
Oh, we're going to see. Oh, my God. Yeah. And he's wearing the exact
same outfit. Look at that. This is how he dresses when you pay $60 to see him for a ticket. Reebok. What, did you grab that while walking through Dick's Sporting Goods to enter the mall? You grabbed that and ran? Right off the rack? Reebok. That's not even like one of the that's like an Amazon Reebok issue. You know how you go on Amazon, it's got like Adidas and Reebok, but doesn't seem as nice as the ones on the Adidas site.
It's from Winners.
What's Winners? Is that a Canadian sporting?
Ross.
It's like Ross. Yeah, it's from Winners. This has got to go. All right, what's our first time code here? You guys are going to love these guys.
Right at the beginning.
All right, here they are. We might be drunk, and we might be big fans, right? You guys love fans. Everything to these guys is fans, fans, fans. All the comedians, my fans, my fans. We're not your fans. We're studying you, all of us. Here we go. I got to learn that, and then you tweet it.
Hey, we're here. We might be drunk. We got Tom Dustin and Joe List. He's about to crack open a Bodega Cat.
Fresh off their new movie, which I really enjoyed. I think it's really great. Can you watch it yet or no?
So it's coming into the theater.
Well, I'm going to be so rotten to these guys today. I'm just letting you know. I'm ready. I'm ready to, and I like to, you know what I like to do with these guys? Take it one too far. Where you go, Mike.
Because what are they going to do?
Yeah, what are they going to do? I could literally, like if they were all around me, off them, I would start spinning and just go, don't come near me! Spinning very fast. These fucking nerds.
And it's because of the tone of their voice. Like, what are they going to go on Tuesdays with Stories and be like, hey, this guy said that I should fucking kill my wife?
I know. So I like to, just so you guys know,
reporting.
with these guys, I like to go dark. I treat them the way you're supposed to treat like a rapist. Look at how nervous he is. And they carry this guilt. You think I can't smell your guilt, boy? They carry this guilt, all of them. Look at these guilty faces. You pause Red Bar, you don't see a face like this. You see a face like this.
No, I don't think Joe List has guilt when he's in his manic phase. He's guilt-free, and he thinks that he's an artist.
Interesting.
I think that he's
Look at the
high.
worry and concern. I haven't played an ounce of your fucking show yet. And I'm seeing this much worry and concern. Why can I understand what's happening here? Maybe because I've seen it 3 times. Look at you, nervous. But he drinks. He does drink, okay? He does drink. But he also brushes his hair nice for his podcast interview, which crazy people do not do. Okay, and Mark and Sam, remember I said a lot of this is for you guys, Joe's friends. Stuff you can't say, the stuff you've been thinking and noticing and wishing you could talk to each other. Mark and Sam. Well, you guys were so close to getting something really good about Joe List that it was on the theme of something they've been wanting to say about him for so long. But lucky for Joe, I am too high to remember. So we got out of that one, but it will come up. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we might be drunk.
When this comes out, but it's coming into theaters. It's coming to movie theater.
Oh my God, look how the show... Oh, I cannot believe what I just saw. A double cappuccino. I call this the double espresso full sip. Because it's 2 men doing a coffee full sip, a synchronized sip at the same time. Look at this. So pay attention to Mark Norman and Sam Morrill's coffee cups. I've never seen this happen. It is very rare that two men drink coffee at the exact same moment.
About to crack open a bodega cat.
Fresh off their new movie, which I really enjoyed. I think it's really great. Can you watch it yet or no?
So it's coming into the theater. I don't know when this comes out, but it's coming into theaters.
Oh, I see. So Mark kind of did a toast, but we're not toasting coffees. And the way Sam drinks and stares, look at that one. I mean, that really looks like one of those AI Muppet monsters that they're doing in all those videos. Like Kanye's even had like a monster like that with like an anteater nose.
Yes.
That's what I'm looking at right now. Nice rock, by the way.
And they had to do the sip because they just lied that his movie was great.
Wow. Okay.
So it was
now
a
I understand.
Synchronized secondhand
Secondhand sip to cover up their own lie saying Joe List's movie was great. Okay, see, this is what I mean. We really got to focus here. So watch what happens. We're at
Hey, we're here. We might be drunk. We got Tom Dustin and Joe List. He's about to crack open a bodega cat.
Fresh off their new movie, which I really enjoyed. I think it's really great. Can you watch it yet or no?
So it's coming into the theater. I don't know when this comes out, but it's coming into theaters.
Whoa. First of all, and second of all, holy fuck. Sam's coffee sip to wash down his ice cold lie. Look at this one.
Cat.
Fresh off their new movie, which I really enjoyed. I think it's really great.
Oh, yeah?
Can you watch it yet?
So why did you freak out and look around and then do this?
No.
So it's coming into the theater. I don't know when this comes out, but it's coming into theaters. It's coming to movie theaters.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Oh. You know, I think that was what I was saying. Joe, Mark and Sam don't like the movie. None of your friends like the movie, and they can't stand how arrogant you've been. I think this is what I was getting at before when I forgot. They know you're being Mr. Arrogant movie man with the bad, horrible movie that they can't believe you put out. They can't dare say, I mean, that's too personal. You know what I mean? Like, Mark could never say that to Sam. Man, that movie was bad. Like, that would feel too dirty to do to a friend, right?
Of course.
So they've never been able to share their dissatisfaction of this movie, and they've had to sit in this for months as Joe List, like, brags and tells everybody loves the movie. Right, Mark? Right, Sam? Drink up, boys.
Really not believable. We just did Bennington. He's like, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be in the theater.
Well, theaters are in the toilet now, so you can pretty much do anything over there, I imagine.
Oh, yeah, I'll shit in your mouth. We can get it into a Regal.
2 boys, 1 mouth.
David Fincher's going straight to Netflix. You're like, I'm going to the theaters.
We're taking the theaters back, baby. So we got...
And you know what? I don't know if I like the idea of 2 male co-hosts drinking coffees, and that's the only people drinking coffees. That's fucking weird. You show up, they're the hosts of the show. You show up and they're like, hello. And they're both synchronized with the cup. One has to put one down. Or they need to be coffees of different cups. Something. Or everyone has to have coffee. It's very strange.
You don't want to come off as an SNL duo from a talk show where they're like, the guys with coffee.
Yeah. Are you guys the coffee boys? It's very strange, especially when he's pouring a drink. Why are you guys not doing this at the same time? You've got Tom Dustin here, who, by the way, you already forgot is in the room. Not much of a main character. Tom Dustin's drinking whiskey on the rocks, a.k.a. getting swizzled, while these boys sip coffees. Maybe put yourself on the same page. You're going to end up drinking anyway.
Going straight to Netflix. You're like, I'm going to the theaters.
We're taking the theaters back, baby. So we got some... I sent them to Syracuse. April 25th, the Quad Cinema here in New York City.
Nice.
And the Sunset 5 in Los Angeles. But it's coming everywhere. Look at this. Philadelphia.
These things are like 30 seats through those. You ever been to a movie? I haven't been to a theater like this in so long? Because I'm not dirt stupid. But have you ever been to a theater? You got in and the screen is like 90 inches and there's like 16 broken down seats and it's an art house dump? That's what these theaters are that he's doing in this. And they're not even filling those. It's the screen's crooked and people are watching the new Star Wars there for some reason. This is what they would do in Chicago. They would go to Lincoln Square to the art house cinema where really this setup here is nicer with headphones than what they're enjoying. But they would go and the screen was terrible. It was dim. It was all crooked and banged up. These are the types of theaters he's doing. I hope people don't attend those unless you're seeing an actual art house movie that can't make it into the theaters. Never see an IMAX at an art house. And I want those theaters. I'm one of the only people who wants those theaters shut down. Right? What are we into? Not Harkins. What are we into? What's our theater?
Cinemark.
Cinemark. We're a Cinemark family, and we want the mom and pops gone. And I'm a movie buff. I'm sick into movies. I went to film school. I'm one of the only people you'll meet that wants the small theaters gone. And many of the big theaters gone as well. I mean,
they got to recline. Sorry.
If they wanted, you want to be in operation, it's called Join Cinemark. Let them buy out your space and redo it into a Cinemark. Or otherwise, get the fuck out of the business. I'm sick of these mom and pops. That is a true statement. So here's Tom Dustin again. Nervous. This is not a good promo for the movie. And look at, what are you sitting here? Look at this guy. We can't get over your look in the way you sit.
Yeah, Cambridge, Massachusetts, Atlanta, Houston.
You can skip to 528.
That's not on there. That's one.
What?
It's the Tropic Cinema in Key West. It's
Hey.
So he's also just like some shitty turtle guy. So nobody even wants to talk to him. He's one of these guys. It's like, Joe List, did you ever come? Like, Joe List, you're an extreme nerd. You know, like the look of you, and especially back when you were younger, you even more of an extreme nerd when you didn't have any clout. Did you ever think about, like, you hung out with Tom, like you were Tom Dustin's best friend? So if he's crazy to the biggest nerd, you know what I mean? It's not really, it's like his best friend was you. How cool could he be? And he's not, and you get this sniveling, hard to listen to, hard to talk to guy. You're going to watch these guys kind of, ha ha ha. No one wants to talk to him. You ever gotten a conversation with a guy like this? It's where all of a sudden you can't talk. It's almost impossible. And you're just constantly thinking about how to get out of the conversation. You're starting to get scared, actually. The more it continues, because you can't listen to a word he's saying. He's so pathetic. That's who he chose for the movie. All right. 518, you say?
528.
5.
Not to rush you. I just have
28. No. We got to get to it. Okay. Here we go. And again, he's down with he's almost drinking a full glass of whiskey. Remember, this is in a bar. They're not just doing an ounce. They're pouring. He filled half that glass with whiskey. It's almost gone.
So tell the world about you and Tom. Give us the whole history.
We got the movie. So we made a movie. I made a movie, but Tom's in it. It's called Tom Dustin, portrait comedian. Matt Salakis he was the cameraman on the damn thing.
Key grip.
What made you want to do this?
Well, Tom, I mean, you guys know Tom. Tom is like the best hang, the funniest guy I've ever met, my best buddy.
Here, here.
And you just want people to get to see what it's like to hang out with Tom, because, you know, he's down in Key West. He's not on the podcast. Everyone knows what it's like to hang out with you guys.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's not
ton of fun.
great, but Tom is a laugh a minute. He's
a laugh a minute. So this is big, right? You made a movie about this guy. See, he didn't think like, oh my God, this guy better live up to this fucking intro I'm giving him everywhere. He's a laugh a minute, the craziest guy we know, the best stories in the world. You're really setting him up. He better have some good ones.
He's a hoot, and so I just wanted to make him. Originally, it was just going to be Tom has so many great stories, and that maybe we'll get to a couple.
Oh.
But he's got so many great stories. And I was like, let me capture Tom telling some stories and doing his job and put together like, just a portrait of.
Tom has now taken off his glasses, and he's even more normal now. You've seen this guy, even at a Guitar Center, he comes in, he grabs a chord. You've seen him everywhere. You've seen him at every parking lot in the world.
You haven't seen him because if he walked by, you would not look up.
You wouldn't look. I mean, this is what they mean by NPC. This is how many people, you know what? And I go out of my way. We were waiting for cars to go so we could turn. And there were about 15 cars that came. And I go, wow, I can't believe I got to, quite a long time to wait for that guy's complete shit. That woman's a complete piece of shit. That guy's useless. That guy's complete. I looked at all of them as they drove by. They didn't need to be on this earth. None of them. None of them. And do this. Go out. Do this experiment. Look around. Go to a store and look. What's the point? So you are one of these what's the point people. And yes, Jules made a good point. You wouldn't stand out anywhere because we would just look right past you, as we do with the men that look like this.
Tom being Tom.
It was like originally you're thinking it as like a short, maybe?
I thought it could
Why?
be
You
a
think it
feature.
didn't
So
have
this, Matt's.
Wow, it was originally going to be a short or something? Yeah, why? Because it was shot like a very quick edit. I wouldn't call it a video. People go, oh, Mike, what is, it's probably just like a YouTube. I wouldn't call it a YouTube
fan cam.
I wouldn't call it a YouTube video. I would call it a quick edit to show somebody something, in a faster way. It's not a video. I wouldn't call it a video. I wouldn't call it a movie. No, of course not a movie. I wouldn't call it a doc. I would call it a quick, rough edit of some very, very worse than iPhone looking shaky shots. And this is what's being discussed on a podcast media tour across the biggest podcasts on YouTube.
Like a short, maybe?
I thought it could be a feature. So this Matt's ahead of us here. He's pulling it up. There's a great doc called Italian American by Martin Scorsese and another one called American Boy. I don't know, did you ever watch those movies?
I own them, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I was watching this American Boy, which is a fun profile of this guy, Steve Prince, and he's telling stories. And the most famous thing from that movie is he tells the story that's the scene in Pulp Fiction where he gets the heart.
No way.
Tarantino stole it from this documentary.
I didn't know that. Wow.
You got to stab him 3 times. He tells all
Isn't
that.
it a shame you can't even say you like Pulp Fiction anymore? It's so cringe.
I know.
Isn't that a shame? I was thinking of that during Ethan Klein's top 5 movie episode, where him and the gang and the crew listed up their top 5 movies, and no one had Pulp Fiction. I go, I wouldn't have the guts to say Pulp Fiction either anymore. It's that, this is who loves Pulp Fiction and Martin Scorsese, right? How embarrassing. Isn't that a shame? That's actually sad. That because of other people, those movies are now so cringe. Look at that. So really think, directors out there, do you really want anyone as your audience? Really think about that. Because it could really ruin. I mean, we're talking about Pulp Fiction. That's a joke to me now. Think about that. Reservoir or Goodfellas. That sounds like a joke movie now, thanks to your beautiful audience.
That stuff. It's pretty amazing.
A felt pen.
Yeah, a fucking black magic marker. So I was like, well, Tom's more interesting than this fucking fella. And they even look similar.
I doubt it.
So
Joe sees something, he sees someone else making a documentary, he goes, wow, that looks super easy. Joe List, one of the main criteria of a project, it looks super easy. That's first on his mind. I could pull that off. We could just shoot it on an iPhone. This is how this man thinks. That is not a Jewish. Jewish people go further, Joe. That's another thing when you're faking Jew. Going around faking Jew. Jews are making the art, okay? Jews make the hits. So you can't be going around, because a lot of people might think this is like a Jewish film.
thought I'll go down there. I'll shoot Tom telling some stories. And we shot for 3 days. And Salakis was asking him some questions that ended up having great answers. And then it became this much sort of bigger thing. And Tom was very sweet to me, so it kind of became about our friendship in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing because you guys were tight as kissing cousins,
Some
and then you
backstory.
moved to NYC. You
Yeah.
stayed in Beantown. Then eventually you kind
Thank you,
of
Mark.
went to Key West,
Yeah.
and you wanted to stay friends. And it's
Yeah.
a great way to bring it back in.
It's funny. We wanted to stay friends.
Well, I mean, I've seen you more.
Sam Morril treats this guy as if this is like Joe List's uncle or grandpa, and he's like bashful to be around him. Like, you ever met anyone else's family, and all of a sudden you turn into a full child, scared to death of some bum lady? That's me. But I hide it, of course. But he's not hiding it. He's acting like a child. He's acting like a Jewish child. Maybe he is Jewish. This is how a Jew kid acts. You know, when they're around somebody's great uncle.
Bring it back in.
It's funny. We wanted to stay
Look
friends.
at his face.
Well, I mean, I've seen you more the last year. If you want to reconnect
This
with a
isn't
friend,
Charlie Rose, dude. I'm sorry.
if you want to reconnect with a friend, make a movie about him because now we got to go around promoting.
It's a great point.
That's like podcast.
I'm gonna make a movie about my father.
I mean, this fucking guy.
He was born-
I've had enough of this.
He's
shit with him.
practiced saying my father. My father.
On the Eric Andre episode, this asshole goes, "I'm working on a bit about how, listen to this, guys. It's hard to watch a movie without looking at TikTok too."
He
As if
just
he's
discovered.
the first person to ever
we're
say
not
that.
kidding.
That's how he announced it.
On another episode, Sam Morril just declared that people you can't even concentrate on a movie anymore because of TikTok.
I'm
This
doing
was
a
his
whole
thing.
bit about. He said, "I'm doing a whole bit about
Yep.
this."
He just found that out. He just found out about all that.
Oh, let me at him.
Okay. Are we continuing from this part or we're gonna...
Just like two more. What time is
Ghost
it?
Dad.
This is 8:05. 8:05.
Yeah, keep
Just
playing here
wanna
just for a little bit
basketball these
backstory. a little bit
Jews with
backstory.
their basketball. What is with these Jews and their basketball? I don't like that. I never liked that. You know, Drew Michael was into basketball. Rick Glassman is into basketball. Who else? There's a lot of these Jews into basketball.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all. That seems so off.
I think no, that's
Nice
good. That was
pull.
a nice little
Nice
tag.
pull.
All right.
But dude, yeah, I love when you talk about like you like make Key West kind of a character in this, and it's like you call it like the land of broken toys or something. Who's
Key West is kind of like one of the characters in this movie. It's a love story to Key West.
The land of broken toys.
Oh, look at this guy.
When he heard that Land of Broken Toys, he was like, "Whoa,
Wow.
we're all
That's kind of a character in this. And
broken."
it's like you call it like the land of broken toys or something. Who's
Oh, a lady said Misfit Toys.
Misfit
the
Toys.
land
Yeah, I
of
love
Misfit
that,
Toys.
dude.
Yeah.
Never
love
heard
that.
of that.
So yeah, I
before.
wanted Key West to be like a character in the movie, which I think we got. I think we got a lot of
Oh,
great
yeah.
Key West stuff.
That's that Louis Stank I've been talking about. I wanted Key West to be a character in the movie. Okay, for those who don't understand, that's hack, cringe. You should go, ooh.
I mean, everyone in the world. How
We've
the
all
fuck have you
heard
not even
this.
seen a 30 Rock episode
Yes,
of them making fun
exactly.
of that?
It's so, and it's like for our top comics to be actually saying this, you know, this is, that's the vibe I get with Louis stuff. It's like so, it's one of the characters, like Sex in the City was described every 10 minutes of our whole life. You know, New York City is like one of the other characters in the show. It's one of the gals. It's a love song to New York. It's a poem to Miami.
Key West to be like a character in the movie, which I think we got. I think we got a lot of great.
And you're not the guy to make a city a character. Sorry. I mean, think about the fucking nerve you would have to be like, I'm the guy to represent Key West as a character in a city. You don't know shit about Key West. You're making a 2-minute doc that we can't see because it's only in theaters because you just want the credit. You don't want us to see this doc.
US stuff. And but there's also, I want to make sure people realize, like Ari said, he's like, this is literally the funniest documentary ever. Like,
Oh, so
you
that's
guys
real.
came to the theater and
Look
saw
at
it,
that.
which-
We thought that was a joke quote. You suggested that was probably a joke quote. He's saying it here. Ari Shafir says this is the funniest movie
He
he's
could
ever
still be
seen.
joking here.
Okay.
Ari said, he's like, this is literally the funniest documentary ever. Like, you guys came to the theater and saw it, which meant a lot to us. It's a laugh a minute. I mean, there's like a lot of big laughs. You got like probably 20.
Capturing the Friedmans was pretty funny, but I guess
Oh,
if you're gonna force, yeah, it was.
That's dark, bro. He's dark. That's the thing about Sam. He's got a dark mind, like Tom Segura.
no. He has a noir mind.
Ooh. Sam has mentioned his love for noir. Now, Sam is a movie guy. He's a big buff. Or is he? Okay. Do we keep playing here?
Here, go to 9:05. I'm just trying to find the parts where Tom tells a story. I'm
Yeah.
skipping stuff so we can get more done.
Right. Yeah, you got to see how they respond to this laugh-a-minute best story in the world storyteller. Right? Wouldn't two comedians, don't you think they're going to be dying laughing when they hear these tales?
Fucking movie.
They didn't even use one of my favorite bits of yours, the "you don't shit where you eat" bit.
Oh,
That's a great bit.
Do the bit.
I still do it.
I don't know.
Do the bit.
You're burning 21 minutes now.
The thing about it.
And Joe, it's like, Joe, what are you doing? You know that if he does the bit, it's going to bomb. You all know the rule that if somebody says to you on a show, hey, do your bit, that is the worst time to ever do that. None of you would do that. None of you would do your bit. So you look at him as so low that you just look at him and you say, do your bit. Do your bit for us. Show everybody how you're so funny. So you're setting him up to miserably fail. You can see he's a nervous wreck. Joe, you know this guy. Why would you set him up to fall on his face? So here's Joe List. This is another one of Joe List's traits.
He's a traitor.
And he's almost a little bully. He's almost like how Patrick Melton like bullies his little side guys and treats them like shit, you know? He does this. He like bullies people that are beneath him and chases after people who are bigger than him.
That's a characteristic of a nerd with power.
Yeah, nerd with power. Morel, you ready for his bit? Let's hear it.
You're burning 21 minutes now.
The thing about it, it's tip your boss staff bit. I always used to do it, which was funny because I'd work like comedy clubs and be like, don't do that bit.
Hand in his pocket. Okay, he's not set up for success here.
I always used to do it, which was funny because I'd work like comedy clubs and be like, don't do that bit because the bar staff would be like, hey, there's already 18% gratuity. Don't call attention to it.
Oh,
You know,
Oh, wow.
Don't call attention to the tip.
right.
He's about to
But
cry.
I used to do the bit about tip your bar staff. I don't know. I worked in a bar in Boston, and wow, I forget how the fucking.
Whoa!
He's a laugh a minute.
He struggled through explaining the premise of the story or where it was. I couldn't even follow it.
By the way, it's so fucking stupid that you have like movie characters all down from your head down your arm. Movie and TV, of course.
I'm big into film.
Yes, this is, you wore this so Joe List could know he's hearing from a true buff.
Yes. I'm very similar to the critic. I would actually like to be called, just if people could start calling me the critic from now on. Okay, so here they are. Look at this story. I mean, this really fell flat. Joe, you knew it. And Joe, look how Joe bails with his eyes. This is the equivalent of running out of the room. Joe decided while he was telling the story to look away from everybody and stare into space and block out the pain of this horrible story. Joe, you need to jump in and save him at this point and save his very funny story, because everything that comes out of his mouth is your movie that you're trying to promote on this very show. See, this is why I think Joe just wants the movie. He just wants the credit. He wants to put it on his resume and have everybody say, oh, he's in theaters. because you don't seem to really care to sell this movie. You're not helping him out. You're going to let him fail. You're going to let Sam sit there. Look at Sam. Look at the pain here. Watch this.
Attention to it.
Oh.
You know,
Oh, wow.
Don't call attention to the tip.
Right.
But I used to do the bit about tip your bar staff. I don't know. I worked in a bar in Boston, and I forget how the fucking.
The bit is you were talking.
You gave Mark a look like, what are we going to do, buddy? See, Sam? Look at Sam. Sam, you should not wear everything you're thinking on your face like that. Okay? Very dangerous.
I forget how the fucking.
The bit is
What are we going to do? Look at that. What are we going to do, Mark? This kind of sucks, right, Mark? Yes.
you were talking to a woman, one of the waitresses, and the manager said, "Hey,
Oh yeah,
don't
I was trying to
shit where
fuck
you
all the.
eat."
I was trying to
And
fuck.
then you see Joe has to step in and say what he did, like stage mom, like you've seen a couple do this at a dinner.
One of the waitresses, and the manager said, "Hey,
Oh yeah, I
don't
was trying to
shit where you
fuck all the.
eat."
I was trying to fuck all the waitresses, and they were
Sure.
like, the manager was like, "Don't shit where you eat," and I was like, "I'm not trying to shit where I eat. I would never eat here." Yeah, I was like, I'm trying to fuck where I steal.
Oh. So, yeah, Mark and Sam, you like that, huh? Look how Joe List has to look into the camera like The Office to let the audience know that he thinks that is retarded. You actually think you caught the laugh. Phew, that was a close one. Got the laughs, though. But you're not sure. And you're like, what are we going to do? So that was pretty fucking epic here.
Yeah, I was like, I'm trying to fuck where I steal.
Hey, that's great.
Good bit.
There it is.
That's great.
Oh.
Folks, for more bits like that, check out Tom Dustin, Portrait of a Comedian.
Now, are you guys going to go to some of the
Whoa.
theaters and
You just throw him under the bus like that, embarrass him, his first time ever on a podcast.
What a dick.
That's and you couldn't be farther from him. Your body language, you couldn't be farther from your buddy Tom Dustin that you're using. And let me guess, Tom Dustin isn't getting paid till the movie makes back its money, right? Tom, that's not a fair deal, Tom. I guarantee Tom Dustin hasn't been paid yet. Well, I paid for your hotel. I paid for breakfast. That's what Joe List
It was
is,
the
the type of guy.
Continental.
That's the type of guy. He paid for a couple breakfasts. Joe's the type of
And
guy
this
who would make
movie's-
Tom Dustin drive around in the dock using his own gas, and that's not being compensated. I could guarantee that.
And he's
Tom
going to get
Dustin.
tons of exposure from this, he told him. Joe.
Yeah, that's what he's telling Tom. Oh, you're going to get tons of exposure. You're really screwing. That's a whole nother side of this. We got to get into Tom's head that Tom is owed a paycheck.
and do a little live thing as well?
Well,
That's too much
Okay,
work.
go to
Here's the
2020.
thing.
I know this
2020.
is all pretty good, but there's a lot that's good. So
All right. Okay, here we go. Now look how Joe is sitting. Feet on
Bro.
somebody else's table. He's the type of guy, he throws his feet right up on your table. He doesn't seem to think. A Jewish person would never behave like this. Throws his feet right up. Remember on the last episode, we saw him break a cookie in half and put one of the cookies on the bare table,
I have
another
that.
one on
That's
the
in
chair.
this episode if you want to see that.
Oh, that's in this one.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, perfect. Yeah, we could show a little bit of that.
I know I was
cookie
going to skip
break.
it because it wasn't strictly
okay,
Dustin
yeah.
related, but we should show it since
Oh,
you remembered
wow.
it. I know
Okay,
there's
wow.
because remember how much I have about this?
Yeah. Well, let's do a shortened version of this one because the next thing is
Yeah, okay, go
is much
here.
better. Here.
He goes,
point.
we'll tie a note to the fucking Falcon. And I go, all right. And I had my friend calligraphy up a note and put a ribbon on it. We go down to
He's
the
talking about
Falcon
proposing
joint,
to his
and,
wife.
the
Oh, wow.
Falcon
So
guy
he has
goes,
a
hey,
wife. Here's the other thing. A guy like this, a doc like this, the guy can't have a wife. You know, that means his life is kind of okay. It's not his ex-wife. It's his wife. He's in a happy relationship right now. That's not documentary subject
Maybe
material.
if he's cheating on the wife.
If he's cheating on the wife, but here is all of his stories. Your second story is how you proposed to your wife? I can't wait to hear it.
Fucking falcon. And I go, all right. And I had my to the falcon. He was like, no, that's fucking dumb. These things fly away. He goes, we'll tie a note to the fucking falcon. And I go, all right. And I had my friend calligraphy up a note and put a ribbon on it. We go down to the falcon joint. And the falcon guy goes, hey, listen, I'm real sorry. He goes, the falcon's having a bad day.
Falcon's broken.
What do you mean?
Why do you have to look at Mark every time you laugh? Why do you got to look over at Mark first and go, we're doing this, right? We're doing this. Okay, good. I'll take cues from Mark.
Falcon's broken.
What do you mean? It's my big day. I'm proposing. He goes, don't worry. I got you an owl. I swear to God, I knew it as a bit in my act.
Oh, look at the face Sam made at that joke. How dare you guys?
You fucking fake bitch.
How dare you? I got to see Sam's face. Look, because the punchline's terrible. I mean, really, the fact that they could even fake laugh this well is pretty breathtaking.
Also, I even cut out like a minute of super boring story of him leading up to why he's proposing to his wife. This is all about Sam's face.
Yeah. Look at Sam's face.
Bad day.
Falcon's broken.
What do you mean? It's my big day. I'm proposing. He goes, don't worry. I got you an owl. I swear to God, I knew it as a bit in my act.
The delayed, look at this. He can't stand what he's hearing. He's in his own head. He's spiraling. The anxiety is off the rails. He can't believe he's mixed up in this. He doesn't know what to do next.
And he goes, don't worry. I got you an owl.
The delayed, did you see the delay on that? Did you see the delay on the fake laugh?
It's my big day. I'm proposing. He goes, don't worry. I got you an owl.
That was about 4 seconds before he realized how amazingly funny that was.
But also, why is that a story? If you're planning on proposing with a falcon, isn't an owl fine? Like,
Wouldn't
why would
that
you
be-
react to that because an owl was swapped in? That blew
That's what I
your
mean. They're
fucking
doing
mind.
such a fake laugh. They're doing the wrong fake laughs to the wrong content because they're not really paying attention. So they're like, okay, the idea of this guy is he's crazy, he's wild, his stories are off the wall, right? Well, that's how I got to respond to the stuff I'm not listening to.
It's my big day. I'm proposing.
That
he goes,
was
don't
big.
worry. I got you an owl. I swear to God, I knew it as a bit in my act, but essentially...
Joe, why no laugh from you? Why this look of disgust? By the way, Joe's sitting over here like this. Watch this.
Got you
It'll
an
cut to-
owl. I swear to God, I knew it as a bit in my act, but essentially they
So
tied...
Sam had his mouth fully open. Mark was going, ah, ha, ha, and you were going, why? Why didn't you at least smile and say, am I right, folks? Isn't this crazy? Look at you. And Sam, his mouth is still open. Now, does Tom Dustin know that this isn't working? I think
No.
you don't think he knows. You think he thinks, I think it's wearing on Tom as well. I think Tom is going, this isn't working, but, Joe
He
keeps
probably thought
dragging
that
me
Joe
around.
was going to hype him up a little bit more, like kind of save him a couple times, maybe.
All right, let's see.
the fucking note to the owl's talon.
Oh, aren't they, what do you call that? Only
Nocturnal?
Nocturnal.
No, this owl was wide awake.
Okay, great.
They cook him up a little.
Yeah, it's a day owl.
But yeah, it was that's how I did it. I proposed via bird of prey.
Wow.
Swooped in on the lady. It was pretty fucking.
And it worked.
Oh yeah, she said yes. The owl was like, "Who gives a shit?"
The darkness they must feel in their stomachs.
And Mark, that's an equal joke to the jokes you make, by the way.
Yeah,
so I
wouldn't.
Being so rude.
Yeah, being a snob, kind of a snob, huh?
Jack Reacher.
You're just as good. You're just as confident and funny as him.
But didn't she initially talk to the owl?
Yeah, she when she pulled the note off the owl, the Scottish guy was like, "Oh, Kristen, it looks like Dougie." That's the owl. Dougie brought you a
This stuff is
present.
brutal.
And
This
and
is
Kristen's
like,
"I
when you
fucking
go over to your friend's house when you're like 16 and your friend's dad is sitting at the table kind of tipsy with like his other dad friends and they're just
Yes.
having a kitchen convo and he's
Yes.
like, go to the basement, girls.
Yeah. And look at this. Talk about portrait of a comedian. Could we get this printed for the poster? Imagine being cornered by this guy. It's happening right now.
I love presents. And she pulled the note off the owl, read it out loud. She was like, Kristen, will you marry me?
Wow.
And she looked at the owl and was like, where are we going to live? She really thought the owl was proposing. I swear to God.
You should have written it in a Boston accent. Man.
Oh, I mean, that's like the most brutal conversation you could ever be a part of, right? Like, it's hard to even watch, to watch something like this on a show like this. You just feel, get me out of there. All right, what's our next?
Maybe we should go to Are You Garbage now?
Okay, yeah, so they carry him all over. This did not work out well. They didn't have a good time there.